But I do believe this, and I know there are people who think because Malone has had so much success against the Lakers, this is great for the Lakers.
Right.
It's still the NBA is about players.
Yeah, it's a players' league.
So I'm not discounting Mike Malone.
Yeah.
The reason he won is because the matchup that he has against the Lakers is good, and that is ultimately what wins for you. Is the players once they tune you out, then it's time to go.
It's over.
And
got to fire him. Rob Parker reacts to Michael Malone being fired. Check out what he had to say, and then I'll come back with my comments.
But who's not worldwide anymore?
Who that?
Is Mike Malone.
Damn. Shout out to Mike.
It was all good just a week ago.
Right, and 2 years ago it was really good when they won the NBA championship, and now Mike Malone's out of a job, and Calvin Booth is out of a job. The GM.
Forgot about him.
Whose contract was up anyway.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But anyway, they're both broomed out. Just your thoughts and when you heard the news.
Yeah. So, first of all, that made none of the sense when I first saw the headlines and saw it on all social media. I'm like, what? But then I started to realize, Rob, the NBA stands for nah, bruh, adios. Because they letting everybody go. It doesn't matter if you were coach of the year, Dwayne Casey, remember that, coach? Get out. Doesn't matter if you won a title for the Lakers, Fred Vogel, get out. Nick Nurse, get out.
Yeah, as far as Mike Malone being fired, again, things like this happen from time to time, but for multiple coaches to be fired a week or two before the playoffs starts, when their team is pretty much positioned to make the playoffs or at least be a play-in, that was kind of head-scratching. But just based off recent reports, Mike Malone supporting Russell Westbrook, playing him over the young players, maybe being some type of power struggle between Mike Malone and Calvin Booth, guess ownership was like, you know what? We'll let both of you go. Calvin Booth's contract was up after the season. Don't know about Mike Malone's contract, but I'm sure that he had some money on the books left. But again, get rid of everybody, clean house. How's Nikola Jokic feeling about this? Is Russell Westbrook pretty much his last season with the Denver Nuggets? His future's in jeopardy. So just a lot of head-scratching moves made in the NBA, but this was the most shocking move, Mike Malone being fired.
Adrian Griffin playing well. Been coaching
up. Doctor in Toronto.
They did. The nurse wasn't cutting it. Yep. Adrian Griffin was doing his thing with the Bucks. Hey, guess what? Get out. Mm-hmm. I mean, it is amazing how the NBA they don't care what you've done for me lately. If they feel like it's time to go, if a star player feels you need to go, then you have to go. And Mike Malone, who, again, we're not saying he's Phil Jackson, but he's had his team playing well the last few years.
And is regarded as a really good
coach. X's and O's, and he's committed to his team. He's all in, ready to street fight for his team. I mean, I think he's going to fight the Lakers. Now, the issue is most of his playoff success, he's basically 500. But he's like 8-1 versus the Lakers in the postseason.
Yeah.
So that I think there's an issue there where recently, I should say, as of recent, he's that against the Lakers. So the team have been struggling. They haven't looked good the second half since the All-Star break. And so maybe that has something to do with it. And do we have the sound bowl of when Malone went off a few days back? Take a listen to what he said a few days ago, which might have been the last straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah, by him calling out his team, saying that they're not watching game film and stuff like that with the favoritism of Russ, and then them being 500 in 2025, they had a lot to do with his firing, so you can't forget about that.
I think each guy's got to look themselves in the mirror and start coming to each respective game with the proper mindset and have some pride. I didn't think we played with any pride tonight. It's not my job to evaluate how they take things. My job is to be honest, and sometimes brutally honest. And tonight, it was a brutally honest message. And the guys that are full of won't hear it. Yep. You know, they'll say coach is tripping. And the guys that maybe do really care will, because they're not going to go back and watch their minutes, because nobody watches their minutes. Nobody watches film. So we'll have to show them the film. And I said, if somebody disagrees with me, please speak up. And nobody said a word. So, again, I'm not really concerned with how they took that message. My thing is being honest with how we just played. Just got blown out in L.A. Come here against a team that is down 3, 4, 5 starters. You mess around with the game, that's what happens.
Yeah, you call out your teammates. You bash him in the media, even though what he's saying wasn't bad, but players don't like to be called out. Maybe he lost the locker room. Players don't want to try anymore. And again, he had to go. Before they get rid of players, ownership would get rid of a coach first.
And I don't know if they couldn't handle the truth, the power that he was spitting. I don't know if they become fat cats all of a sudden because they got the one title and they feel like some of the folks who were on that team in 2023 are made men. I don't know if it's just time. He's been there 8, 9 years, and maybe it's fallen on deaf ears. But that was mind-boggling me that they let him go, and that they would let him go a handful of days before the season ends, heading into the postseason.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's the only part that's tricky. Not that he got let go. Like, they could have had the playoff run, lost, and then they could have dismissed him.
100% agree.
Like people don't stick around. I think we talked about it before, or maybe we just mentioned it.
Yeah.
4 of the last 6 champion coaches
yep.
have been fired.
Yep.
4.
Yeah, they go
4 of
figure.
the 6.
Budenheiser,
Yep.
now Malone, and Frank Vogel.
So we all know that it can happen, and no one's immune to it. This happens in the National Hockey League a lot. A lot of coaches get fired, and the NBA is a players' league. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
And winning a championship does not buy you time.
Yeah, you can win a championship. You can be the next Phil Jackson. You can be whomever. But again, if the locker room ain't feeling you, if they feel as though you're favoring one player or a group of players, yeah, the locker room, they're going to turn their back on you. Yeah, you can be the greatest coach ever when you're winning games, but as far as being 500 in 2025, favoritism with the RUSS situation, calling out your team in front of the media, yeah, it was bound to happen. If it didn't happen now, it was probably going to happen after the season. Maybe the ownership group was like, look, let's just go ahead and cut bait now. Get rid of the GM. Get rid of Mike Malone. Let the interim coach see what he can do. Because if the Nuggets were gaining success in the playoffs with Mike Malone, yeah, it would have probably been worse getting rid of him. But by them doing it now, it was a perfect opportunity just to let everything go and see what you can do in the playoffs.
Does not give automatic. Oh, you're gonna be around for 10 or 12 years.
Nope.
That used to be the case. Guys would win one. You're not firing him. Where else you gonna get a coach with a championship? That's just not the case anymore. Darvin Ham didn't win anything, but he won that mid-season tournament. They hung a banner up, and guess what? Went to the Western Conference Final, and they still fired him. So you would go, well, what are you looking for? Because it ain't just to win a championship every year, because the Lakers ain't win no championship every year. So that can't be the mission. I'm not saying that you're not trying to strive for that, but that can't be why you're getting let go or kept, because you didn't win the championship.
Yeah.
But I do believe this. And I know there are people who think because the Malone has had so much success against the Lakers, this is great for the Lakers.
Right.
It's still the NBA is about players.
Yeah, it's a players' league.
So I'm not discounting Mike Malone.
Yeah.
The reason he won is because the matchup that he has against the Lakers is good. And that is ultimately what wins for you.
Yeah, probably his success versus the Lakers the last few years. That's probably what kept them being employed. But if they were to face the Lakers this season in the playoffs with Luka, LeBron, the new and improved Austin Reaves, I don't think it would have went that well for the Nuggets. But it's not over for the Nuggets yet. Hopefully they make the playoffs, and out of that playing situation, it's going to be interesting to see how the Nuggets play in the playoffs with this new energy, with the new coach. Hopefully that inspires the players to play even much better.
Is the players, and you said it. Once they tune you out, then it's time to go.
It's over.
And
gotta fire
you
him.
start to wonder too. Did Jokic? Well, they already said. They said that he was aware of it, but not that he was consulted. But like, hey, we're getting ready to fire him. Just letting you know it's about to happen. He doesn't. We all agree that he doesn't strike you as the guy going in the office all the time.
I do not believe that for 1 second.
And I think they just because and I think this is why the GM was let go too. Dude, they kind of did what the Lakers did in 2020. You had this roster that won, and yet the following year you let everybody go. You let KCP go. You let Jeff Green go. You let Bruce Brown go. You let all these guys go. You're like, we had some success, just like the Lakers let Rondo, Dwight Howard, Kuzma, all these guys go. Caruso.
And the other tall.
JaVale McGee.
They had 2 big guys that really helped.
And they helped against
Am I
Jokic.
right? Yes,
banging on him for 40 minutes,
Yeah, so they were slowly cleaning house with the KCP and multiple other players in Denver. So it was bound to happen. It was Michael Malone's turn to get let go, and the GM. So usually coaches go first. But if you look at the Nuggets roster over the last few seasons, they've been trying to revamp this team, play some of the young guys. They got Russ only because of the Joker and Michael Malone wanted him. But by Russ getting all those minutes, young players not playing a lot, somebody had to go, and they had to let go of Michael Malone and Calvin Booth. So we'll see what happens moving forward with the Denver Nuggets in the playoffs.